Oops, sorry, buddy. Wrong buttons. This is Captain Shane, and today we're going to be doing one of my monthly tutorial flights. I like to do these from start to finish, where I run through everything. The flight planning, the cockpit setup, every single thing that you need to know about this flight. I'm going to do it live for you guys, so that people can go back and watch these later on if they don't have a clue what they're doing, flying on VATSIM, flight planning, flying the plane. We're going to do all of it. So we're here at Seattle. I'm in the 737-700, and check out this beautiful livery paint job that my friend Mikey made. He took an older version of this and updated it for 2020 X-Plane 12, and it's beautiful. I love it. So he fixed it, made it work. This is not an actual cargo variant because Level Up doesn't have one of those yet, but we can kind of fudge it. So, but look how beautiful this is. Great job, Mikey. I really appreciate you doing this. Make sure you release this to the entire community so we can have this thing. It's awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. We'll go through the initial cockpit preparation, and then we're going to do flight planning, and then we're going to come back and set everything the rest of the way up. So this is my X-Plane or X checklist that I've created. It says 737-800F. It can be used on multiple variants. So we'll start with the electronic flight bag. Make sure ground services connect the ground power unit. I've already done these before the stream started. Chocks. Okay, landing gear lever. We're going to verify it's down. It is not. There it is. Parking brake. We're going to release it. Don't need it on. The battery, we're going to go ahead and kick that on. And ground power. All right. Cockpit lighting, set as desired. So I like to use these panel brightness and turn them about midway. I had all the panel brightnesses because it gives you some good backlighting. All right. There's, hold on. There's one here. And then there's one over here. That's good. Okay, lights set to test. So now we're going to do this button here. And we're going to make sure all the lights come on in the cockpit that should be lit up. Okay, that looks good. Alright, set to bright. We're going to leave it on bright because it's daytime now. Mach airspeed warning test. They're going to be up at the very top. We're going to click this. And this. Now, I have it on my checklist to do the stall warning test. But as far as I can tell, nothing happens when you do it. I don't think they've modeled it yet. So I'm going to leave it on my checklist, but as far as I know, these buttons don't really function at this time. IRS switches, we're going to turn both of them to nav. Yeah. Okay. Window heat, we're going to turn all of these on. Probe heat. On. Emergency light switch. On, guard closed. Seatbelt signs. This is, you know, if you're flying packs, that's fine. I'm not. Logo lights. You can leave them on or off. It doesn't matter. Position lights. We want them on steady, down. Wing lights, as required. Wheel well lights, as required. Don't need them right now. Jip whiz, system test. That's going to be here.
Glide slow.
Click that button.
Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear.
And while that's going on,
Terrain.
I'm going to do the
Pull up.
fire overheat
Obstacle.
test.
Obstacle.
Making sure these lights come on.
Airspeed low.
Making sure I got the master fire warning. Then we're going to do the cargo fire test, which is right here. Make sure those lights come on. And the fire warning. Okay, EFIS panel. So that's these things up here. So what I like to do is on the pilot side, I'll put it on plan to about 40 data position. And over here, I just go leave it on map, set it all the way down, data position. VR 1 and 2 are on. Let's see, Barrow. We're already on inches of mercury. All right, takeoff warning. So now we're just going to advance the throttles all the way up and make sure we get the takeoff configuration warning. So actually, the reason that you heard this is that I actually had my spoiler handle down on my throttle quadrant. So when I moved the throttles to this, it moved them all the way up. That's what that noise was. Okay. Now we're at weight and balance. So that's when we're going to start doing our flight planning, okay? So weight and balance is going to be here. Let's go ahead and do that flight planning now. So I like to use SimBrief. And I'm going to get the flight number from my virtual airline. So I've already booked the flight on here. Now this is up to you guys, how you pick your flights and flight numbers. That's outside the scope of this. I fly for a virtual airline, and I use flights in our system. So I'm doing Seattle to LAX on 7052. Should get my little knee board out here. Alaska 7052. The tail number is November 634AL. Got it. Now I'm going to go over to SimBrief, which I have an account with Navigraph, but this is actually free. We'll put in the 7052, departing from Seattle, arriving at LAX. I'll let it determine the alternates automatically. Aircraft type, I've preloaded this with a 737-700 freighter version. I like to add a little bit extra fuel, so I go this is basically a fuel factor. I add 5% additional fuel. That's just from experience that I like to land with at least 7,000 pounds, 6,000 pounds of fuel, and this sometimes doesn't do that, so I like to put that in there. Registration's good. Flight plan, time. We'll check the weather real quick. So modified VFR, ceiling at 1,600 feet. Okay. Weather 090 at 3 knots. Looks fine. The weather at LAX looks good. Basically VFR, a lot of good ceiling. 6 miles visibility. Wind is basically completely calm. I'm not anticipating any issues with the weather going into LAX. We may want to go into runway 25 left because we're a cargo flight and that's where the cargo hub is at. So we're going to recalculate for 25 left because 24 right's on the north side of the airport. That's better for packs. We've got cargo. We'll plan on 25 left. All right, let's generate this flight. Awesome. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to pre-file on a network. Click on VATSIM because I fly on VATSIM. Make sure this all looks good, and I like to put in fly with us. You don't have to do this. www.upsvac.com, so you can join my airline. Make sure you join the Hamilton hub so I can be your boss. Okay, fly with flight plan. Okay, I'm going to minimize this for now, and before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and log into VATSIM using XPilot app. So I'm going to click connect. ASA 7052. Getting the call sign correct is important because it's going to link up with that flight plan you just filed. Connect to VATSIM. There you go. So it does see that we have a flight plan, but there's no ATC on, so they're giving us a squawk code to use, and we're on our own. Now, back to weight and balance. I'm going to click on payload. The first thing I'm going to do is do the fuel. And where I get the fuel from is, oh, not that, is going to be from Navigraph. So I have a Navigraph account. I pay for this. It's a yearly subscription. I'm going to go up here to flights, import flight from SimBrief, download it here. There's our flight. click on View OFP, which is our flight plan, and get our information from here. So block fuel, 18.7. The cost index is 27, and we'll need all this information for our flight plan. I'm going to move it over to my right-hand screen, but I'm referencing this. So that's our fuel, 18.7, and our payload is 27.9. All right, let's put in the fuel first because it's important because it takes time to load. Enter, go back, call for the fuel truck. And this is what you get when you do that. You gotta love the little hose. I love that. That's pretty cool. And you got the guy sitting there. All right, now we're gonna start putting on fuel. And you'll notice our fuel start to go up here. Well, eventually. Well, I hope it does. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Now, let's talk about payload. So, this is a PAX aircraft. It's not configured for... it's not configured for cargo, but we're going to simulate that. This is kind of outside the scope of the tutorial, but all the same. Here's what I'm doing. I'm going to zero out these weights because we don't have that, right? And we're going to go back to here. We're going to load in as much cargo as we can underfloor. And I'm going to use the PAX to get my payload correct. So we need 27.9. So every now and then I'm going to go back and check the I'm going to check the center of gravity. I want to keep it in the low to mid 20s is good. All right, so let's put 5 here, see what that gives us. 26. We'll put 5 up here. 27.9. CG looks good. So weight and balance is done. We're going to keep taking on fuel right now. So we're done with that. Now we're going to go down to the FMC. Hold on, let me adjust this. Hold on, I'm making an adjustment to my views here. All right, so enter IRS position. So we're going to click on FMC. We're going to click on position initialization. Now, if this is the last place you were at, this will be what's stored in here. I don't remember where we're at, so we're going to put the reference airport, which is KSEA. If you know the gate, put it in. We're at some sort of cargo position. I don't know exactly what it is. So the reference airport is close enough. So copy here, paste there, and that will help the IRS start to align, as you can see. If you do not put that initial reference position in, your alignment will not be correct. Oh, okay, Mikey, yeah, if it goes smoothly, you'll release it. Got it. Okay, I like it. Okay, now we're going to go to route. It auto-populates your departure, so you're going to click there. Now we're going to go KLAX, put that in there. I'm going to put my flight number in, 7052, right there. The runway that we plan on using today is going to be 16 left. I'll put that there. Now, I'm going to click on next page and start filling this out. So I get my flight planning from here. Right, now I'll put in the departure and arrivals later. What I'm going to do is fill in this part of it first, and then we'll bookend it after that. So let's start from here, and I'll read it to you as I go. So Suma, Jinmo, and now we have an airway, which is Q7. The airways go on the left. And then the transition out the airways go on the right. So Jaguar. And then direct Burgle. B-U-R-G-L. Okay, and then that's the flight plan. Now I'm going to go over to departure and arrival. I'm going to click Seattle departure. We're going to click 16 left, which is already selected, and we're going to be using the Suma 2 with the Suma transition. If it's not listed here, assume that that's where it's just going to transition off of. Now go back to departure and arrival, click LAX arrival, and just put in what you understand to be the case for now. So we're planning on ILS 25 left, right? Now, there's transitions here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to SimBrief, and we're going to go look at LAX and figure out the approach we want to use in the transition. So we're probably going to go ahead and come in probably here. Just final is fine. We don't really need to be that far out because we're coming in from the north. So ILS 25 right on final should be sufficient for us. We'll add that to the route. That's plenty of lead in. So we're not going to select the transition here because we're just going to pick it up at the final. And then we're going to click the arrival, what is it, the Iron Man 2? Is that what we're using? Iron Man 2. And the transition off of that is going to be Burgle. Or Burglar. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Okay. Now I'm going to click back on route. And I'm going to go through the page and make sure I don't see anything crazy in here. There's some discontinuities, and we'll take a look at that on the legs page. And basically, I'm going to click the step button to make sure everything looks right. So right off the bat, I don't like this intersection thing. So let's just delete that. Good. And I'll click the step button to go through all this, the fixes to make sure everything lines up and there's no weird stuff. So that looks good. And then our discontinuity is going to be here because we're going to get vectors to come back around to Honda. So I'll leave that in for now. That looks great. So now click route again, activate, execute. Now you'll notice that the dash line turned to magenta, so that's our actual flight plan. So that's in. Now we're going to click performance initialization. On this aircraft, for the zero fuel weight, just click it, it auto-populates. For the reserves, you put in what you want. I want 7,000 pounds. The cost index is going to be from the flight plan. In our case, it's 27. The cruise altitude we're going to get from the flight plan, which is flight level 390, so we're going to put that in. Cruise wind is important for calculating fuel. The cruise wind is 266 at 55, which is basically a complete crosswind, which isn't going to really affect our... It's not going to give us any kind of headwind or tailwind component because we're flying more or less due south. This top of climb OAT is going to be the ISA average. So anything above flight level 360 is minus 57. We have a +7 ISA, so it's going to be minus 50. And that's going to... Now, watch. Let me show you what that does. Watch the fuel over here on the progress page when I change this. Actually gave us a little more fuel calculation because the air density is going to be different, which means we fly through the air at a different speed than normal. Because we're a little warmer than normal up at this altitude. And I click execute. Altitude constraint at Gato just means that somewhere along the way, the FMC doesn't think we're going to be able to make a certain altitude restriction. I'm not worried about that right now. We'll deal with it later on. Now, next over to N1 limit. And I get this information from SimBrief website. Oh, let me move that over here. All right, so SimBrief, I'm going to click on takeoff performance. Let's verify this takeoff weight because that looks a little off. So the takeoff weight that we're planning on is going to be about 130, not 123. It's because this aircraft has a little more basic operating weight than normal because it's not fully configured as a freighter, and I don't have the code to go into their I don't have the coding to go into their EFB and fix that. Don't worry about that. But let's make the adjustment here. So SimBrief, we're going to change that to 130,000 pounds. I like to use disabled for improved climb calculations. Leave it out. The rest of this, click calculate. So it thinks that we need to have flaps 1. Huh. Flaps 1 takeoff. That's not normal. But we'll do it. Flaps 1 takeoff, DTO 1, select 54. Okay. So N1 limit, we're going to go DTO 1, select temperature 54. And takeoff, we're actually going to use flaps 1. Click this button to auto-calculate the CG. And then you can either use these values here or use the values in SimBrief. Because they're only 2 knots off, I'm just going to use these ones. They're close enough. And you'll see that those numbers populate here. There we go. We're all set, guys. So the FMC is programmed. Now, let's do our final cockpit preparation checklist. Fuel quantity, check and confirm. We have 18.7 aboard. Flight altitude, up on the overhead panel. We're going to set that to 370. Landing altitude at LAX is going to be... Let me check that. 128 feet. We'll round up. Okay, FMC. Check and confirm. I want legs on the left because I'm the pilot flying. And I want takeoff data on the right. The pilot not flying will be making sure that we have the numbers and everything we need in there. Okay. Flight directors on left and right. Auto throttle armed. MCP airspeed we're going to set for our V2 speed, which is 136. MCP heading is going to be essentially the runway heading or the initial heading that we need to fly after takeoff. So we will go over this chart in a little more in-depthness, but for now it's going to be heading 164. So we're going to change that to heading 164. Altimeters. Now we're going to get that from the weather. And currently at Seattle, the weather is 0703 knots. Altimeter setting is 2989. So let's put that in right now. 2989, 2989, 2989. Let me uncage this real quick. Okay, auto brakes. We're going to set that to rejected takeoff, RTO. Radios. So, I'm going to make sure that I have the CTAF for Seattle on here, and I'll get that on XPilot by typing .ctaf kc SEA 119.9. Let's adjust that. We'll tune that in now. Okay. Navigation, I'm not worried about that right now. But typically you'd want to put in the ILS for the emergency return of the runway. Actually, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's do this right. So let's say we have to abort. We need to come back to Seattle. Let's plan on coming back to runway 16 left. So we do approach 16 left, and we're going to put in 110.3 and 164. Just in case. That way we don't have to worry about it if we have an emergency and we're trying to fumble around with the ILS. Let's just get it in now. So I'll put that in there. This is a little different than I'm familiar with. I wonder if I just put it... Okay. 110.3, right? Okay, cool. That's in. TCAS. Now we're going to put in our squawk code that we got from XPilot earlier, which is 2247.
Seattle traffic, Alaska 907, turning to Bugney, trying to intercept the localizer again.
Okay, somebody's coming in. Okay, taxi takeoff departure brief. Now we're going to go over that using SimBrief. So our taxi brief, we are currently at ramp 5. We're going to push back and taxi down Alpha, make a left on Golf. And then from Golf, we're going to go Bravo to Charlie and depart on runway 16 left. We are on the Suma 2 departure. So the instructions for 16 left are climb on heading 164 and Seattle radio 161 to Navejo. Then left heading 131 to intercept Seattle radio 146 to Suma. So we can go ahead and put that into 116.8 and 164. So I'll do that on the right. 164. And then 116.8. There we go. And let's make sure there's no altitude or crossing restrictions here. I don't see any. So no speed restrictions, no altitude limits. We can just fly this straight out. Okay, that is your taxi takeoff and departure brief complete. Final, before start pushback checklist, let's make sure that our lower MFD is on engine. APU, we're going to start it up right now. APU is starting. Doors and windows, let's close those up. And while that's closing up, I'm going to go ahead and get my my desk set up here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be flying to Johannesburg because I'm a U.S.-based pilot and I do a lot of virtual airline flying, so that's way outside the scope of where I would typically fly. I don't know anything about operating down there.
Seattle traffic, Alaska 907 on the glide slope. Still trying to intercept the localizer, but we're getting there.
I always thought you were supposed to be on the localizer first, but hey, what do I know? Just about done here. Setting up the desk. Any questions so far?
Traffic, Alaska 907 on a 7.5 mile final. Alaska to Seattle traffic.
What runway are you on?
16 right.
Copy, thanks.
No problem. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Okay, doors and windows are closed. This is where the annunciator's at.
At least I'm over here playing, trying to get down here, you know. Touch and go. Touch and go, maybe.
Good luck on the landing. Okay, fuel pumps. Coming on.
Thanks, man.
Parking brake. We're going to set the parking brake. APU generators 1 and 2. Wheel chocks. We're going to go ahead and pull those now. And remove the ground power unit. Anti-collision lights, which is your beacon lights, are coming on.
Seattle traffic, Alaska 907, 5 mile final, runway 16 right, and back for full landing.
APU bleed is on. I'm going to turn the engine bleeds off. Engine start switch, we're going to go left. It doesn't really matter which one you use.
And I can't even see the runway yet.
Low ceilings. Should break out at 1,600 feet.
Cool.
All right. Okay, so engine start. Now 8 cars, and this is specific to...
Yep. I can see a little blinky light.
This is specific to
Yep,
virtual
got
airline
runway.
flying.
1420. Seattle traffic, Alaska 907, 2.5 mile final for runway 16 right. Seattle traffic.
So if you use the ACAR system, now would be a good time to turn it on. We use this. Okay, now push and start. At some airports, if you have ATC, you have to call for clearance. In this case, we don't have that, so we're just going to go ahead and do it. I'll make an announcement on CTAP though. So I'm going to click here.
Down to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Set up traffic, Alaska 7052. Push and start at the cargo ramp 5, tail facing east.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Clear to connect. Alright, so what I'm using here is called Better Pushback. It's a plugin that you can download and install. It's free, and it works really, really good. So Google search Better Pushback and install it in your X-Plane if you don't have it. It is really good.
Seattle traffic, Alaska 907, down on the runway. We'll exit to the left as when able.
Oh, let's see how. Let's get the webcam going. See how it looks. 8 throttles.
And that one wasn't too bad.
It talks a lot. That's okay. At any point, if there's any
Last
questions,
one, I
throw
had
them in the
spilling
chat.
drinks in the back.
Cool story, bro. All right, so we're ready to push back. I'm gonna click here.
Route to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
That's exactly where I want to go.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
I'm gonna press the brake pedals. Brakes released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, crew. Here's the engine start procedure. We're gonna click. We'll start with engine 2 and click ground. And now we'll have indication of N2. As soon as I see oil pressure on the rise, I'm going to turn the fuel on. That's usually around 20% N2. Okay, there's fuel
Seattle traffic, Alaska
coming on.
907, gonna taxi via Quebec, all the way into the ramp, and I'll be crossing 16 left.
Fuel flow, EGT. All right, using reserve fuel. That's what that means. We're good. That'll buff out as we go. At 55%, the starter valve should disengage. And it did. Starting engine 1. So over to ground. Rotation N2. Okay, fuel on. Fuel flow, EGT. That's a good light.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting
Cross
tow.
34 center.
Standby.
Good start on engine
Alaska
number
907.
1. All right, we're fired up. So after start checklist, wing and engine anti-ice. We're not going to use it because it's nice and warm here right now. The packs, we're going to go ahead and turn those on to auto. APU bleed is coming off. Engine bleed is coming on. Isolation valve is coming off.
Seattle traffic, Alaska 907.
Engine
16
generator breakers are on. APU, we're going to turn it off now. Everybody doing good? No questions? Good. Oh, I think I need to adjust that altitude a little bit.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Okay, we'll see you on the left. All right. So while we wait for the ground signal, let's go ahead and press on for our taxi checklist, which is flaps. Only flaps 1 for this flight. That's what's calculated. Staff trim is going to be right here, 5.5. Put it right there. Takeoff data. We are confirming we have 134, 134, 136. We see the numbers are on the PFD. Takeoff thrust setting is in DTO1 plus 54. There's our thrust setting there. Taxi takeoff departure brief. Okay, hand signal is good. There's no change to it. We're going to do it as previously briefed. Transponder is going to TARA. Taxi light, I don't think we need it. It's nice and bright out here. Lower MFD, I'm going to click the system button so we can see that stuff. And now we're going to go ahead and taxi. We'll make our announcement. So to confirm...
Seattle traffic, Alaska 907, pulling into gate 511, I believe.
Okay. Seattle traffic, Alaska 7052, taxi to runway 16 left from cargo ramp 5 via Alpha Golf Bravo Charlie. Seattle.
Plate test 9, thanks.
Alright, so we're ready, guys. I'm going to release the brakes and give her some power. No more than 40% N1 to get moving. And there's some lag in here. Okay, nose wheel steering, check left, check right. Hit the brakes. So nose wheel steering and brakes, we check them, and it's very important you do this early on, because I've discovered multiple occasions where my rudder pedals weren't working correctly, or they weren't plugged in, or something was wrong, and I could not steer the aircraft or hit the brakes. So it's better to find that out while you're moving nice and slow. Okay, a little bit of gas to get up the hill here. You can see the slope. And a taxiway Golf is coming up on the left. Whenever possible, you want to make sure you make your 90-degree turns no faster than 15 around 15 knots ground speed, or else you're going to start skidding. Alright, let's check our flight controls. Ailerons left, ailerons right, elevator up, elevator down, rudder left, rudder right. Okay, flight controls are checked. Okay, lower MFD, I'm going to click this engine button twice. So basically what it does is it moves, it turns this off and it moves the data up here. You don't need to be looking down here during takeoff, right? You can't see it anyway. Let's put everything in one display. If there's an emergency or something that pops up, this one will illuminate anyway. VNAV and LNAV, I'm going to arm those now. ICAS, which is over here. There's no alerts. And we're going to hold for exterior lights until we get closer to the runway. Alright, so we're going downhill here. So I'm going to be tapping the brakes to slow us down. And then this should be Charlie right here. Okay, on the brakes. Okay, I'm going to set the parking brake. Alright, exterior lights. Everything's coming on now. Radar. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click Wixer on the left, and we're going to put terrain on the right. So the way I run my cockpit is the pilot flying is going to have the weather radar here, and the pilot not flying is going to be monitoring terrain on this side. Okay? Takeoff clearance. Let's call for it. South traffic, Alaska 7052 departing runway 16 left, Suma 2 departure to the south. Okay, so that's our takeoff clearance. Brakes released. Let's give her some power. We'll do a static takeoff here. And the runway heading is 164. Look at that slope on this runway. We're gonna hit that little hump. 164. All right, here we go, guys. Takeoff procedure. On the brakes, I'm holding the brake pedals down. So now I'm gonna run the engines up to about 45% N1. Make sure everything looks good and is stabilized. Good, looks good. Now I'm gonna press the toga button, which is, well, let me see if I can show you where it's at. All right, hold on. I'm gonna show you where this is at. There's a button right here. I have it mapped to my joystick. I'm gonna release the brakes, push that button, and run the throttles all the way up. Thrust set. Steering with the rudder pedals. Gentle, slow inputs.
80 knots.
Throttle hold. I don't know why I got a British guy on here. He needs to go away.
Rotate.
Pull back.
Positive right.
Gear up.
Gear up.
562, taxi to runway 16 left, via Bravo.
400.
Okay, just put your little dot on the crosshair of that flight director. I'm not looking up. I'm looking right down at the flight primary flight display. I'm just flying it. Because we're VFR, right? Oh, I'm sorry, we're IFR. We're in IMC. I can't even see out the window, so I'm not even gonna look. Just follow that flight director. At any point now, you can engage autopilot, but I like to hand fly the aircraft, at least for a while. Okay. We're still at flaps 1, so we're gonna leave it just like that. Making trim changes here as necessary. South traffic, Alaska 7052, clear 16 left. A little bit of turbulence in here, guys. All right, flaps up, speed, flaps up. All right, I'm gonna turn on the autopilot now because I don't feel like flying through this turbulence. So we'll go Command A. Beautiful, huh? Yeah, man, Mikey, it's beautiful, dude. I love it. Look at this thing. That's hot. That's hot. All right, let's do our after takeoff checklist now. Landing gear up, lights out, and then we need to move the lever down to the off position. Flaps and slats are up. Auto brakes off. ICAS, check for alerts. We don't have any. Exterior lights, landing light, taxi light, wing, runway turn-off lights are off. And that's to the line. Last thing to do is altimeters at 18,000 feet. Are you going to upload them to the Threshold website? All right. At this point, we're going to switch over to Unicom because we don't need to be listening to Seattle traffic anymore. And while I'm at it, I'm going to change that silly British voice. I don't want to hear that crap. Let's see here. Where is that? Nope. Ah, there we go. I want an American. Thank you. Dude, that's awesome, man. Good job. Good job fixing those. Alright, so you may see me messing with my throttles here on the webcam. The reason I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. This little white pointer is your hardware position of your throttles, right? This is the limit that the auto throttle is maintaining. So I like to put the throttles right there. Right inside that caret, just in case the auto throttle kicks off. And I've done this before, but I'll show you again. Hold on, let me get through this. Let's turn on our anti-ice as we go through some precipitation with some cold air. That's cool, man. I can see. Okay, 18,000 feet, altimeters standard. After takeoff checklist complete. Now we'll just tuck that thing down here for now. What a hack job. I'm just kidding. It looks great. Alright, crew, climbing through flight level 190 for 390. Anyway, as I was saying with the auto throttles, I keep the throttle position where the auto throttle wants it to be, because sometimes it kicks off, right? And let's say we're down here, right? and the auto throttle kicks off. Watch what happens. I don't want that, right? So I keep my throttle position lined up with the auto throttle. There we go. Because it happens sometimes. So you'll see me occasionally adjusting these just to keep up with it. Don't mind these passenger seats. Nothing to see here. Alright, climbing through flight level 245 for 390. Looking good. More clouds here, so we'll keep the anti-ice on. It's really cold. Alright, coffee break. You have control. I need to get some coffee. Alright crew, I'm back. About to hit 300 for 390. Top climb at 60 miles. We're still in this weather, so we'll keep the anti-ice on until further notice. This is prime icing conditions here, flying through precipitation at high altitude with a low outside air temperature. So this is TAT and not OAT. OAT is the outside air temperature, which is typically even colder than this. TAT factors in the air friction and the heating that your fuselage is going to get flying through the air at a certain speed. So this is actually going to be warmer than the actual OAT. But we worry about the TAT because that's the actual airframe temperature flying through the air. Well done, Mikey. I'm glad you have the skills to do that stuff. I do flight models and you can do the paint jobs. How's that? So it kind of appears that we're going to be in this weather for a while. This is some of the stuff we're flying through now, and flying through Oregon and everything, we're going to have a lot more. It should clear up as we get into California, Nevada area. And we have ATC on at LAX. Hopefully they'll still be there when we get there. I think so. I do see some blue sky out there. Hopefully we're going to break through this soon. Alright, I think the precipitation has stopped. I think. Let me look. Nope. It is not. We'll keep the anti-ice on for a little bit longer. Trying to break through this stuff, guys. I see the tops of it. Alright, let's go ahead and turn off the anti-ice now. I think, no. Nope, as soon as I say that, I see more precipitation, so we'll wait. The reason I want to turn it off is it burns fuel, right? So to run the anti-ice, it runs off of bleed air. So when we have those valves open, it's tapping bleed air from the engine to heat surfaces. But that bleed air could be used for combustion, which means we're burning more fuel to maintain the same amount of thrust because we have less air in the engine to do it because we're using it for anti-ice. And that's why we're a little bit below our target reserve fuel level. I think that's good enough. You know what? I just noticed we have some fuel in the center tank. Let's run off of that. About to hit flight level 370 for 390. I do see an aircraft on TCAS out there. Let's take a peek and see who we got. Oh, Alaska Airlines, huh? From LAX to Seattle, so they're doing a reciprocal of what we're doing. That's cool. Alright guys, I'm almost seeing the tops of this stuff here. Oh yeah, post a link if you can. I have had issues with my live streams not allowing links to post. It's not me stopping them, so post it if it will let you, by all means. Yeah, you're welcome to post links if it will allow you to post them. Here, send me the link to it. I'll post it. All right, stand by. All right, here we go. Let me know if you guys see that link in the chat. Thousand to go. altitude, huh? Well, that's... Oh, that's why. I didn't set my altitude correctly. No, hold on. Hold on, I'll fix it. I forgot to set my flight altitude to the correct altitude, so... we need to get that down. Let's see if we can get the cabin altitude to come down on our own. Yeah, we'll come back and check that. So I have the we're on alternate now because I forgot to set the correct cruise altitude because this plane is such a dinosaur and it can't figure that out on its own. MD-11 automatically does this, you know. So you have to set the cabin altitude, like the cruising altitude, which is so silly. Anyway, though, so because I didn't set it correctly, I think the auto controller is having a little bit of issue keeping up with it. So I have the outflow valve completely closed, and then hopefully this cabin altitude will drop a bit. Yeah, I see it's starting to come down, and then the pressure differential is going up. And then once I get it back down to about 9,000 feet, I'll put it back into auto, and I should be able to fix it. Let's see. Let's go back to auto. Yep. Alright. I fixed it. Almost had to put the oxygen mask on. Now, we're up pretty high right now. And you'll notice again, I'm putting my my throttles where the pointers are at, more or less, just in case the auto throttle kicks off, like that. We're not too far off from where they're actually at. Let's see. There we go. So far, this flight's been really good. I'm happy with the video so far. We did some good flight planning. Our takeoff was good. We did a little bit of ground handling at Seattle. Flew through some weather, and now we're just hanging out. So we do have a little bit of a flight here to go. So 700 miles to LAX. Looks like your top of descent's not going to be till 1847 Zulu. So that's an hour and 17 minutes. So we got to keep ourselves busy for an hour and 17 minutes. But I'm sure we can find some interesting topics to discuss. So let's see here. If you guys don't use this website, Batsim Radar, you really should, because it is awesome. This thing, you can link it to your Batsim account, and it basically shows you all the traffic in the United States, all over the world, actually. Look at Europe right now. That place is lit. Wow, that's cool. But I use it because it helps me see what other traffic's out there. And I can also get a look at the ATC, get their frequencies very easily. Navigraph does this too, but I find this to be a little bit easier to work with. 126525. later. So when I have free time, I like to preload frequencies on my radios for the next thing, so I'm not fumbling with it while I'm trying to fly. So I put LA Center in here because that's the next people we're going to be talking to. And then I'm also going to take a look. It looks like we have ASUS at LAX. And I'm going to turn that on too. And we're really far away. We can't pick it up yet. But when we get in range, it'll start coming through the radio. So 133.8. So let's put that in here now on VHF2. And as we get closer to LAX, we'll start hearing it come through. And then we can start taking our ATIS for LAX, which is going to be at least 45 minutes from now or so, but I just want to be ready. Let me put on some lo-fi jams to break the monotony of my voice. Interesting weather ahead. I was just playing with the weather overlay here. lot of people flying up to Seattle today. It's a shame that they don't have this place staffed more often. It's really fun flying in and out of Seattle. Oh, yeah, I honestly at nighttime I probably wouldn't even notice it, so don't lose any sleep over that. This is plenty good. It's plenty good for what we need. Alright, I think we're done burning fuel out of center wing. We should get a warning here pretty quick. Yep, there it is. See? Fuel, master caution. It's because the center wing pumps have run dry, so we can turn those off, and our warning goes away. Oh. I don't know if you guys have ever checked out this website. It looks pretty cool. The Boeing 737 technical site. Let's see what it says about pilot notes. Yeah, I'll read that some other time. Interesting website. Alright, it looks like we got the cabin altitude under control here. But we're flirting with our max pressure differential. 8.4? Yeah. It's a beautiful day out here for flying, isn't it? So that's the only bad thing about flying long flights, guys, is just a lot of downtime, right? I think what I want to do now is kind of take a look at some of the other flights in our system to see what I can do with this 737, 700. Timetable. Let's see what there is out of LAX. Okay, that's where we're flying to now. I wonder if there's any other good flights here, so... Alright, so we can go to... From LAX, we can go to... Back to Seattle, Kansas City, Vancouver, Oklahoma City, Anchorage, wow. Tucson, that might be fun. LAX to Tucson. Louisville, okay. Oh, no, that's it. Dash 7. So we can fly to Tucson. Or not. No, we can't. Seattle, Vancouver, Anchorage. That's it. Not a lot of options there. Okay. We have a lot of time right now, so I think what we'll do, we'll take a look at some of our landing performance calculations. So we'll click on landing performance. Let's check that weight, because I don't think that's accurate. So our current gross weight is 125.1 with 13,000 pounds on 7. So we're gonna burn about 6,000 pounds of fuel more. So so let's call it 119 landing weight estimate. See, MD-11 calculates your landing weight for you. You don't have to do math like this. So what does that give us? So 119, LAX 25 left. What does that give us? Approach speed 133, okay. Auto brakes 1, flaps 30, pretty standard. Hey, let's take a look at LAX. I haven't flown into this airport in years because UPS doesn't really fly here that often. Not with the airframes that I fly. So, five left. I wonder where exactly we're supposed to dump this cargo off at. Maybe here? No. Why over here? We'll go to the Delta gates today. We'll park here today. So nice long rollout. Let's plan on, if I can make Alpha 7, that'd be great, but I don't know. Alpha 7 or Alpha 8 turn-offs will be good. We just gotta hang out. Don't say that. I don't think we have any enemies. Let me check my TCAS. Nope. No enemies. Let's see how far do we gotta go here? 500 miles to LAX, top of descent in 50 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Okay. Oh, what? I had to go get something to drink. I'm back. That's what the autopilot's for, isn't it? We're about halfway there, right? A little less than halfway. Our fuel calculations are finally coming back in, so I want to land with 7,000 pounds. We're coming back up to it right now, so that's good. Oh, we don't have an AOA on here. I need that. Alright, let's see if we can figure out what that is. Display system. HUD for captain not available. Why not? Oh, well, we gotta fix that. Clock variant. Okay. Yeah, I want my HUD. I'm doing very good, man. How are you doing? Lighting, light pulse, halogen, satcom, both. Air stairs, yes. All right, let's see if we can get the HUD back. There we go. There we go. There's my HUD. I definitely want this. We don't need it right now for cruising, but I do like it for landing. It does help a lot. So, there. Now we know we got that. I need to save this aircraft configuration. we go. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you stopping by. It's always nice to see you. I'll see you over at Discord. All right. How are we looking here? Looking okay. Oh, that's right. I want to get the AOA back on here. Configure. General configuration. Sync. Nope, that ain't it. Let's try visual effects. Nope. Realism. Nope. Hardware? Nope. Variants. Let's go displays. PFD AOA. Let's try that. There it is. Okay. Alright, let's see. like to have the AOA on the PFD. So I can see kind of... Because the pitch angle is not necessarily always going to be what your angle of attack is. So I like to see what that is. Look at that trim. Perfect. I wonder if there's anybody that we can chit-chat with while we're flying. UPS. That's a short flight. We won't bug that guy. What is this guy saying? Wait, what? What does that say? That horrible background noise is my wife talking. It can't be stopped. Many have tried, all have failed. Wow. Let's talk to this guy, UPS 971. That's funny. You guys got jokes, huh? Alright, what else we got out here? UPS 1268. Let's talk to him. Oh, that's UPS 1268. I like to chat with people on VATSIM as I'm flying sometimes to kill the time. You know, we got about 30 minutes before we need to start thinking about heading down. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Let's take a look and see how far we are. Ah, LAX went offline, but we still have SoCal approach. 124.3. We'll change that. Wow, why is this lit like this? Huh. Mikey, did you do this? What's up with my HUD textures? Ah, it looks a little weird. Let's see if there's any other UPS pilots we can chat up. Let's do some recruiting from my hub. Maybe I can get a couple guys in there today. And it sure is beautiful out here today, isn't it? Alright, who else we got? Now. Let's talk to this guy, UPS 83. else we got? This guy looks good. Oh, he just took off. Let's give him a few minutes. Out of Oakland. Keep that guy for later. Maybe we can get a couple of recruits today. Alright, so about 27 minutes till top of descent. Actually 26 minutes, we're doing good here. Our fuel, our landing fuel looks good. Okay, 1, 2,
Runway 24
oh,
and 25.
there's the ATIS.
Notices to air mission base X system in use. Activate
Let's grab
the
this.
mode B on all taxiways and runways. Call for push only required onto a taxiway. Read and call runway hold short instruction. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information X-ray.
X-ray.
Los Angeles International Airport A. Is information X-ray 153 Zulu. Westcom. Visibility 10. Sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 20.
Nice and warm.
2.4. Altimeter 3024. Simultaneous improvement approaches and RFP approaches in progress. Runway 24 right and 25 left. For vector approach will be provided. Simultaneous visual approaches to all runways in progress. And simultaneous approaches in progress between Los Angeles and Hawthorne airports. Simultaneous improvement departures in progress runways 24 and 25. Notices to air mission base X system in use. Activate transponder with at all taxiways and runways. Call for push only required onto a taxiway. Read and call runway hold short instruction. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information X-ray.
Okay, one more time. I didn't get the time hack.
Los Angeles International Airport ATIS information X-ray 175 Zulu. Westcom. Visibility 10. Sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 20. 2.4. Altimeter 3024.
Alright, got it.
Simultaneous improvement approaches.
Alright, so the ATIS is at 1752 Zulu, so about 30 minutes old. The wind is calm. 10 statute miles visibility, sky clear below 12,000 feet. Temperature is 20 Celsius, and the altimeter 3024. That's information X-ray. I'll start dialing that in for later. And we'll check that weather one more time as we get closer, but information X-ray is current right now. So, good. That's why I like to tune in the ATIS and leave it on VHF2, so when, when you get within range, you'll start picking it up. Because we're 300 miles away from LAX right now, so that's approximately... Actually, no, that's our track miles to fly. We're probably actually physically closer to LAX than that. Straight line distance, you know what I mean? Oh, that guy doesn't want anything to do with us. Good. Oh yeah, LAX is looking nice and busy today. Like it. Oh, what's this? Contacted me. Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay, some traffic on TCAS out there. Let's see what that is. United Airlines coming out of San Francisco. Going to Houston. No factor. Okay, a little less than about 19 minutes, and we'll be heading down. We'll start our descent approach planning here about 10 minutes. Oh, it's going well. We'll be descending here in about 15 minutes or so. Going well. See, Copenhagen, huh? Which one of these are you? That's in Denmark, right? Cal 556. Cal 565. Okay. You are in a China Airlines. Ugh. Oh, 777. Okay. Are you talking to some sort of Serbian ATC right now? It's lit up. I don't know what that means, why it is, but there's some sort of color on this. I don't know what these different colors mean. Hey Bradley, just doing some Alaska Airlines flying today. We're gonna be starting our descent here in about 14 minutes. Let's see where are we at right now. Kind of near Sacramento ish. Well, maybe not. Maybe a bit further south. So we're actually closer to Fresno-ish area. I usually do my farming in the evenings by myself. After my kids are in bed and I'm done doing everything else. That's kind of like what I like to do before bedtime because it's very relaxing. So I don't think I'll be doing any streaming of the farming simulator today, but I'll probably be playing it later tonight. That's like my 9 p.m., 10 p.m. gaming time. That's what I do. Farm's coming along good though. I've got 4 fields now and I'm about to purchase the 5th one. That's right, man. Farming Simulator is a perfect game for that. When your brain is fried, but you want to just do some mindless stuff, it's very relaxing for that. I'm really happy that my friend gave me a copy of it. A legitimate copy, too. It's not pirated. He knows the software developers, and they gave him a bunch of like promotional early access copies, and it's actually a disc set, a DVD set. But I didn't use it because I don't have a DVD drive on my computer anymore. Who does, right? All right, crew. Let's start doing our descent and approach checklist. So, landing data, we've already reviewed it, but we'll go over it again. So, again, at LAX, we'll be landing on 25 left. We'll plan on parking at the Imperial Cargo Center, looking for Alpha 7 or Alpha 8 turn-offs. I think we can definitely make 8, maybe 7 if I'm hard on the brakes. We've already done our landing calculations here. So a landing weight estimate of 119,000 pounds, flaps 30. Looks like our approach speed is going to be 133. So that means our VREF is going to be 128. Let me write that down. 30, 128 plus 5. Auto brakes 1. So there's our landing data. Let's put auto brakes 1 in there. And VREF is going to be flaps 30, 128. Okay, got that in. Arrival approach briefing. So, we're on the Iron Man 2 arrival, which I haven't flown before. We'll pick that up around Burglar, up here. And we have quite a few crossing restrictions here. So, we'll make sure the FMC has all these in there. A lot of crossing restrictions and speed restrictions. So we're going to take it out from Gatto and expect radar vectors to come back around for the ILS 25 left approach. Let's make sure all those crossing restrictions are in the FMC right now. Yeah, I haven't had a DVD player on my computers for a while. Everything's download digital now, right? All right, so there we go. 290, 270, 270, 270, 250, 210. Yeah, look at all these speed restrictions and crossing restrictions we gotta adhere to. And then we're gonna get vectors after Gatto over to the ILS approach. Okay, now let's go over the ILS approach for runway 25 left. Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, LA Center wants to talk. Okay, 126525.
Lufthansa 456, radar contact 20 miles east of the Pomona VOR.
I guess we're gonna have ATC all the way in.
226 flat, Delta 211. Southern Center, we're declining Delta 454, Delta 380.
LA Center, Alaska 7052, with you flight level 390.
Delta 454, reset transponder, squawk 5311, ident, and in the future you gotta pay attention, you've been sim rating through my airspace, that's not cool.
Ooh!
Yeah, sorry for that, 5311,
Busted.
Delta 454.
Alaska 7052, Los Angeles Center, say altitude.
Flight level 390.
Alaska 7052, good morning.
Alright, we're checked in. Alright, let's continue our ILS approach brief here. So, I'm expecting to get radar vectors to Honda.
Alaska 7052, descend and maintain. The 7052, descend now, maintain flight level 340.
Down to 340, Alaska 7052. Alright, crew, we have an unscheduled descent plan.
Delta 211, airport, 9 o'clock, 5 miles.
Let's do level change.
No, it's fine for Delta 211.
Delta
Down to
211, clear
340.
visual approach runway 26 left.
You're clear for the visual approach runway 26 left, Delta 211.
Alright, I'm gonna turn the music off. We gotta
Delta 454, Los Angeles
practice,
Center, radar
spokes now.
contact. 10 miles southwest of the Grand Canyon VOR, say altitude.
Delta 454, flight level 380.
Delta 454, maintain flight level 380.
Maintain flight level 380, Delta 454.
LA Center, good afternoon. American 2567 to Palm Springs. First clearance, please, to Phoenix.
American 2567, Palm Springs is controlled by SoCal approach. They're on 128.05.
So they are, yes. Apologies, speak to you later.
Scabas 10 is 6 open to Vegas. Where are you parking?
Yes, that's correct.
Alright, while we're descending, let's go over this
Scabas 10
approach.
6, cross 26, right at Alpha 7, then right Bravo to the gate of your choice.
Okay, MSA from this angle is going to be 7,700 feet within 25 miles of the LAX VOR.
Air Canada 1281 after
At Hondo, we need to be at 3,600 feet to fly the, and then the final approach fix is at GG, 1,900 feet, 3-degree glide slope down. In the case of a misapproach, it's going to be climb to 2,000 feet on heading 251 until crossing the Santa Monica VOR 160. Then on left turn heading 236 outbound the Santa Monica VOR 195, the Cali intersection, and a hold.
Flight level 270.
Decision altitude 304 Barrow. Alright.
Los Angeles Center, Delta 81 Heavy would like to request flight level 410.
Let's go ahead and get the ILS dialed in. So it's 10990.
Los Angeles Center, Hawaiian 4 Heavy, level flight level 410.
And the approach course is 251.
Line 4 Los Angeles,
We'll put that in right now.
morning, this is going to be the Rider 2 arrival. The Los Angeles altimeter 3024.
Send me the Rider 2 arrival, Hawaiian 4 Heavy.
Los Angeles Center, United 209 Heavy with you 8,000.
United 209 Los Angeles Center, good morning, climb and maintain flight level 380.
380 for United 209 Heavy.
Alright, we'll put in the LAX VOR for now, just so we have some DME to that.
Delta 211, we're doing a RNAV approach and just wondering if they could join the final
113.6.
right now.
Delta 211, I cleared you for the visual approach because you reported the airport in sight. Are you unable to fly a visual
Ooh,
approach?
man, these so
We're too high to conduct the visual approach, sorry for letting you know, too late. Delta 211.
I mean, I cleared you for the visual, which means you can descend visually and then turn the base at your discretion. Do you have the airport in sight still, or did you lose it?
damn.
We have the build in sight, but we were too high for Delta 211.
Delta 211, you can turn now. You're not too high. Do you need vectors to final because you are unable to fly the visual approach?
Yes, sir. It's going to take some time to set up the aircraft for visual, so we need factors for for the final.
I don't think this guy knows what he's talking
Delta
about.
211, cancel approach clearance. Turn right heading 180. Climb, maintain 10,000 vectors. Resequence.
Roger. Heading 180. Climb to 10,000 for Delta 211.
Alright, arrival and approach briefing is done. Let's get the minimums put in. So we should be on Barrow, so we need 304.
Delta 454, descend via the Angel 4, arrival altimeter 3025.
So 304. Okay, the decision height is put in. MDA is set 7,700.
Alaska 70,
25 miles.
Descend via the Ironman 2, arrival Los Angeles altimeter 3024.
Descend via the Ironman to Alaska 7052.
Alaska 235, traffic, 10 o'clock, 3 miles, opposite direction.
Alright, so he basically said we could descend via the Ironman 2. He gave us lower than what we had previously calculated for our top of descent.
Alaska 1291, same for you. Unfortunately, Oakland is offline. Please
So what we're going to do is we're going to fly level here until we get down to this top of descent, or when this number drops down to 0, and then we'll be back on the glide path. Right now we're 5,000 feet higher than what it thinks we should be at.
Delta 211, these will be vectors for the ILS Zulu 26 left approach.
So what we can do to fix that is we can go into index under performance and change this to 340.
We've been planning for Marnev, so can we just do for the Marnev approach 20
and now
for
that recalculates our
211 unable, expect the ILS Zulu 26 left approach, turn left heading 080.
Roger, left heading 080, expect the Marnev Zulu runway 26 left approach for Delta 211.
it changes
Delta
our
211, ILS Zulu 26 left approach.
Roger, ILS Zulu runway 26 left approach for Delta 211, second heading please.
Turn left heading 080.
Roger, 080 for Delta 211, thanks.
Los Angeles Center, hello, American 0508, with you at flight level 320.
American 508, Los Angeles Center, reset transponder, squawk 534, 1 ident.
Squawk 534 and ident, American 0508.
5341.
5341 and ident, American 0508.
I know I kind of went through that descent stuff quickly, so let's review it. I didn't want to miss anything. All right, so this is our approach chart. So the things that I put in was the decision altitude. So when you have visual conditions, you want to use the decision altitude, which is barometric. If you're using actual ILS with low ceilings, you want to use radio or radar altimeter. The MSA is our minimum descent altitude within 25 nautical miles of this VOR, right? The next thing I'm going to program in, once we get to Santa Monica, is I'm going to put in Santa Monica VOR and this radio 160. And then actually I'll put in radio 195 so we can fly this.
508, that was unreadable state altitude.
This missed approach if we need to.
320, American 058.
American 508, roger, descend via the Rockstar 4 arrival, 26 left, transition, Las Vegas altimeter 3032.
Rockstar 4 arrival and altimeter is 3042, American 058.
American 0508 is 3032, plan for 26 left.
2032 for runway 26 left, American 058.
It's going to get a little busy here.
1281, maintain 180
A lot of aircraft on frequency right now.
180 knots or greater until reload Aircat 1281.
Delta 211, descend and maintain 8,000, turn left heading 350.
A lot of aircraft out here. But we're going to get handed off the SoCal approach here pretty soon as we descend.
350.
Sorry, 350 for Delta 211.
Delta 81, Albuquerque unfortunately is offline, frequency change approved, good morning.
422.8, Delta 81 Heavy, have a good weekend, LAX.
Roy 7 Lincoln 71 on the ground at North Island, NAS with the transient parking request, taxi 29 for departure to the north.
Aircraft at North Island, SoCal approach is online, 128.05.
We set MCP altitude.
Thanks.
We'll set that down to 10,000 feet for now. Let's see if the ATIS has changed at all.
Center, hello, Delta 3414 Heavy,
No.
5013990. Delta 3414, Los Angeles,
Never
Center,
mind.
good morning.
Alright, I think there's additional ATC coming online at LAX now. So we have a tower frequency is 12095. Let's get that in on VHF2.
Southwest 1988, descend and maintain flight level 250.
Level 250, that's 1988.
Tower 66204, checking in flight with 380 west, east of Parker VR.
Southwest 6624, Los Angeles Center, good morning.
Oh shoot, I think I missed something here.
LA Center, American 3207, climbing via the
Okay.
summer to 8.5.
We need to get down quick.
3207, Los Angeles Center, good morning. Climb and maintain flight level 360.
I got a little bit high here.
3207, thanks.
Center low, Hawaiian 33 heavy, summer 2 as well, passing 6,000.
So I'm going to
Hawaiian
add
33, Los Angeles Center, good morning.
some seat break in.
Flight level 400.
Up to flight level 400, Hawaiian
And we're going to
33.
try to get this number back down up, try to get this back up here to 0 to get back on our vertical path. And we're going to be coming down pretty steep here. Hold on tight. I was sleeping at the wheel, guys. Yeah, look at that descent
American
rate.
1899, Albuquerque Center offline, frequency change approved, good morning. 122.84, American 1899, have a good day.
Okay, our next speed restriction is 270 knots. We're working on that now.
Delta 211, turn left heading 290, join the 26 left localizer.
Go left heading 290, join the localizer for Delta 211.
Okay, vertical path is coming back in.
Delta
Quickly,
211, 15
I'm going to go ahead and pull the
miles
speed
from
rates back up.
8,000 until established, cleared ILS Zulu 26 left approach.
And this is going to quickly, we're going to quickly regain our vertical path here.
Clear for the ILS Zulu runway 26 left approach, Delta 211.
Delta 211, maintain 8,000 until established.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Roger, maintain 8,000 until established for Delta 211.
What was that about?
1988, Albuquerque, not with us, unfortunately. Frequency change approved. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Southwest 1988.
Weird.
Hawaiian 33, good wreck, Vicky.
Direct Vicky, on 33, thank you.
Alright, back on vertical path, on speed. Looking good.
LA Center, Sky was 3331 with you at 8,000.
Air Canada 1281, winds calm, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Copy, winds clear, land, Air Canada 1281.
Who is this Sky West?
Sky was 3331.
Sky 3331, Los Angeles Center, good morning, climb and maintain flight level 300.
With the level 300, Sky was 3331.
Alright, let's get the webcam back on. I'm going to be busy here in a minute.
Delta 454, be advised you're really low on that arrival. You don't need to descend immediately. They're optimized profile descents.
Yeah, Delta 454, we're sorry for that as well. I selected 172 instead of 1 about this. It is okay with
Oh my god, stop talking! Stop!
Delta 454, that's approved. The altimeter 3025.
Wow!
3025, Delta 454.
This guy's at 16,000 feet. It's that far out from LA. Wow. There's some rookies out here. This must be rookie day. Okay, ground is on 12175. Alright, so we got 12175. We got full ATC now, guys. We have everything from center all the way down to ground at LAX. This will be good.
Air Canada 1281, cross runway 26 right at Alpha 6, then via Bravo to the ramp this frequency.
Cross 26 right on Alpha 6, and Bravo to the ramp on this frequency, Air Canada 1281.
Delta 211, winds calm, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Runway 26 left, clear to land. Delta 211.
In a minute, we should be a couple minutes. We should get a handoff to SoCal approach, which I already have dialed in right here on standby VHF1. I'm so excited to fly into LAX. It's been so long for me, years and years and years. So this will be really interesting approach. San Gabriel Mountain Range here. And for those of you that are familiar with the LA wildfires that we had, that area was kind of in this area here, right below us, the Palisades fire. Aircraft out there somewhere. There it is. American Airlines, Boeing 737-800.
LA Center, Delta 211, going around.
Delta 211, fly the published, must maintain 8,000.
LA Center, good morning, United 11 State. Heavy is climbing at 8,500, departing Kingston.
Where is this guy?
211, fly the published, missed, maintain 8,000, say the reason for the go-around.
Fly the published missed, maintain 8,000.
Say the reason for the go-around.
Yeah, we were too high. We were on the quiet sub, so we just went around. Delta 11.
Oh my god, look at this guy. What in the world? $367 hours on VATSIM. No, that explains a lot.
LA Center, Lily Eagle 7-1 back with you. If you're not too busy, we're picking up flight following.
Okay.
Yeah, at 1158 Los Angeles Center, climb maintain flight level 360.
3024, altimeters, cross check. I need to
Yeah, at
stop,
1158 Los
stop
Angeles Center.
talking trash about other pilots. You know what? I'm going to do my thing. They do their thing. I've had my share of bad approaches too,
Yeah, at
so I'll be able to be
1158, climb
nicer.
and maintain flight level 360.
Up to flight level
A couple weeks ago, I did a stream where I had to go around like 3 times at Baltimore. It was
Aircraft calling for
terrible.
flight following, say, type aircraft and
So,
request.
you know, been there. Although it was in horrible blizzard conditions, it wasn't clear air like there.
Flight following. We're going to be staying up north for now, but our final destination is going to be North Island. Kilo November, Zulu Yankee.
Aircraft calling is an F-18 unable.
Perfect.
Alaska 7052, contact SoCal approach 128.05, good day.
Okay, 2805 for Alaska 7052. So long. Alright, over to SoCal.
There'll be visual to 2. Roger.
SoCal approach, good morning. Alaska 7052 with you descending 155.
Alaska 752, SoCal approach, hello. LA altimeter 3024, expect the ILS runway 25 left.
Okay, we'll expect ILS 25 left, Alaska 7052. Awesome, look at it, he read my mind. He's putting us to the exact approach that we want. Because typically coming in from the north like this, a lot of times they'll try to put you on the 2-4s. But we're a cargo flight. I don't know, maybe he knows. I'm gonna help the auto throttle out a little bit here. We're a little bit slow. There we go. And then LAX should be over there. Where all those aircraft are at. That's where we're going. Okay, decel. So we need to start slowing down for the next speed restrictions, which
Departure American 586, climbing through 1,200.
250 knots assignment.
586, SoCal departure radar contact. Come and maintain 17,000. Up to 17,000. American 586, thank you. American 2567, contact LA Center 126.52.
LA Center 125.62, American 2567.
American 586, clear direct PV. Clear direct PV, American 586.
I misspoke earlier, guys. The Palisades fire was down over here. Not back there. It was over in this area here. All right, let's go ahead and do exterior lights. So landing lights, taxi lights, and wing and runway turn-off lights. All right. Keep the altitude head down. I think it's down 5,000 feet. Okay, should have. There we go. Decelerating now for 240 knots. Coming left. Hey, there's some ship traffic down there. That's pretty cool, huh? Look at that. See the boats? There's a big cargo ship there. Some tankers off there. This looks just like LA. Because I live in SoCal, so this looks like what you would typically see out there.
So, departure, do you want us to go over to Catalina, Fruxy 801 Pop? No, 801 Papa, airport to your 10 o'clock, 13 miles port site.
Looking good on the approach so far. Let's dial in that Santa Monica VOR, which is 110.8.
American 586, contact Alley Center 126.52. 12652, American 586, thank you very much.
Southwest departure, Pacific 7260, 3000 on Ocean 1 departure.
Pacific 7260, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 17000.
17000, 7260, thanks.
Oh, wow. That was loud.
We have insight 801 Papa. Number 801 Papa, clear first approach into the Santa Catalina Airport. No traffic observed between you and the airport. Frequency approved, radar server. Frequency is approved. Do you want us to call you back with an IVAR cancellation? Sure, thank you. No?
He said no.
Did you say no or yes? Yes, please call me back for an IVAR cancellation.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll call you back on the ground. See ya.
Okay, slowing down now. Next speed restriction is going to be 210 knots.
SoCal departure United 447 1500.
Yeah, 447 SoCal departure, radar contact, climb DSN.
Climb DSN United 447.
Hawaiian 4 SoCal approach.
Circle approach, good afternoon, good. Good morning, Delta 454, flight level 170, engine 4 arrival.
Come call us again.
Delta 454 on the engine 4 arrival, descending by engine 4.
Delta 454 SoCal approach, hello. Command 3024. You put the ILS in 125 left of focus.
Exit to first left, inclinate to correction, altimeter 3024, Delta 454.
Thank you.
SoCal approach Hawaiian 4 descending via the rider to information X-ray.
Hawaiian 4 SoCal approach, hello. Alley altimeter 3024. Expect the ILS runway 25 left.
Alright, we'll expect the ILS 25 left.
Alright, we should be getting radar vectors here pretty soon.
Alaska 7052 to 7 maintain 2600.
2,200 for Alaska 7052. Alright, crew, 2,200.
Pacific 7260, contact
Let's go
Alley Center
vertical speed.
126.52.
I'm taking over here.
126.52, 7260, see you next time.
Let's go speed 200, flaps 1. Downtown LA down there. Pretty cool. I've been down here a lot. There's Dodger Stadium. That's cool. Okay, getting a little fast. Speed brake. I think he's going to bring us in pretty tight. That's why he's bringing us down so low.
And so, call Hawaiian 4. Any chance we can get 24 right instead?
Hawaiian 4, yay from expect the ILS runway 24 right.
Roger, expect ILS 24 right,
Okay,
Hawaiian 4.
vertical speed 1500.
You had 447 contact Alley Center 126.52. Yeah, 447 contact Alley Center 126.52.
Over to LA Center United 447.
Thank you. Delta 454 at Circus, cleared ILS for 125 left approach.
At Circus, cleared ILS 25 left approach, Delta 454.
All right, let's go 1,000 feet a minute.
Doesn't go.
All right, speed brake, retract. I don't think we're gonna need that again. I'm gonna go ahead and arm it now.
$2,500.
Okay, I got DME on the ILS. Oh, I got something on some sort of IMKZ. That's not what we actually want. Do I have the right frequency in?
Alaska 752, turn right heading 150.
150, Alaska 7052.
Hawaiian 4 to maintain 4,000.
Alright, we need to watch that identifier. We're not picking up the... Okay, good. We need ILAX. Alright, speed 180. Flaps 5. HUD coming down.
Alaska 752, turn right heading 220, maintain 2,612 stops from localizer, cleared ILS from 125 left approach.
Okay, turn right heading 220, maintain 2002 to establish, cleared ILS 25 left approach, Alaska 7052.
And I forgot to mention 4 miles from Honda.
Check.
Thank you.
Alright, ILAX in the, so let's go VOR localizer mode. Looking for the localizer. It'll be off to our left. Okay, he's bringing us in pretty tight here, so let's be ready.
Highway 6624, sending Lucky 1 arrival. Information ask on board.
Southwest 6624, SoCal approach, hello. San Diego altimeter 3023 at Lindy, cleared approach 127.
Roger, copy altimeter at Lindy, clear for a 27 approach for Southwest 624.
Hawaiian 4, heavy descent and maintain 2,600.
Okay, VOR capture. Let's go approach arm.
2,600, Hawaiian 4.
Looking for the glide slope.
Alaska 752 at GG contact LA Tower 120.95, bye-bye.
Okay, GG contact tower 2095, Alaska 752, so on.
801 Papa, just have a quick question for you.
Okay, crew.
Where are the winds here in
5 miles, we're going to contact tower. We are
on.
on the ILS approach.
Original 1 Papa, according to my Minotaur, shows severe about 3. Roger, I
Looking
feel
good
like
here, looking good.
5.
AR 21 is with you.
Okay, localizer's tracking. Waiting for the glide slope.
Yeah, 2108, so Cal departure, radar contact.
I'm gonna go ahead and switch over.
10,000.
Let's go.
Maintain flight level 10.
LAX Tower, Los Angeles Tower, good afternoon or good morning. Alaska 7052 on the ILS 25 left approach.
Sorry, the headset was off. Alaska 7052, LA Tower, wind 2509 or 125 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 25 left, Alaska 7052. All right, gear down. 160, flaps 15. And let's go ahead and set final approach speed 133. Flaps 30. Before landing checklist, landing gear down, 3 green, spoiler handle is armed, auto brakes 1, flaps and slats 30, altimeters cross check 3023, I cast no alerts, and we are clear to land. Alright crew, I'm taking over. Autopilot, auto throttle. Autopilot's off. Miss approach altitude
1,000.
is set, and miss approach heading 251. Okay, indicating high on approach, correcting.
500.
We're visual anyway. I'm good with this.
Plus 100. Minimums. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
LA Tower, line 4 heavy, ILS 24 right.
Okay, versus screen.
Tower, Los Angeles Tower, rush wind 2509 or 134 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 24 right, line 4 heavy.
80 knots.
Manual braking. Okay, we missed that turn off. We'll get the next one. Versus normal. Alright, we'll make this one over here. 4,000 feet remaining. Plenty of runway. On the brakes, Alpha 8.
Alaska 7052, where are you parked?
Imperial Air Cargo.
Alaska 752, Alpha to the ramp, just monitor ground, 0.75.
Okay, Alpha to the ramp and ground 0.75. Ground 0.7. Alaska 752. All right, let's switch over to ground. All right, after landing checklist, spoiler handle. Flaps. Auto brakes. Radar. Landing light, taxi light, runway turn off. Strobe lights. No anti-ice is on. APU's coming on. Clock is stopped. Step trim.
You're at 693, LA ground number 25 right, taxi to Charlie 7 Bravo. Charlie 7 Bravo, full left runway 25 right, United to 693 and for very good.
It's a pretty good approach. After landing checklist complete. Alright, let's see what the landing rate was here. 172 feet per minute. Yeah, it's alright. It's okay. It's fair. But it is nice to be back to LAX after all these years. I haven't flown in here since I was flying for Delta about 15 years ago, so pretty neat to be back. Okay, I hear the APU spooling up. What? What was that thing? Look at that thing taking off. Hey, look at a rocket launch. Alright, we're coming up on our ramp here. It'll be the last turn on the right.
You're at 693, monitor tower 120.95. At the tower 120.95, United 693, take care.
Alright, here's our turn. On the brakes. Oh my god. Oh, just pretend you didn't see that.
Los Angeles ground, line 4 heavy, clear 24 left, and we're on echo for gate 204.
I 4 heavy, LA ground, hello, you can taxi the gate to the echo, actually you can do echo Papa Delta Mike.
Alright, echo Papa Delta Mike for Hawaiian 4 heavy.
Okay, parking brake. Set. Alright, transponder. Standby. AP generators. Fuel switches. Okay, window heat. Probe heat, yaw damper off.
Los Angeles ground, American
Truck
1711
pumps.
information Yankee, we're ready to taxi 25 right.
Wing and engine anti-ice off. IRS switches.
25 right, left, Bravo,
Off.
American 1711.
Nose light, wheel chocks, and ground power unit.
LA ground, Qatar 3801, ready for taxi.
Alright, so parking brake released. Ground power
3801, have you
on.
changed your transponder? There's a
APU.
duplicate with another airplane. Reset transponder squawk 2077.
2077, Qatar 3801.
Parking checklist complete. Alright, guys. We made it.
LA ground United 2133. Sorry, 2011-3.
That was a really fun flight. I enjoyed all of this from the start to the finish.
3801, thanks for that. Runway 25
Nice, relaxing.
right, taxi
Hopefully you guys
Alpha
got
Foxtrot,
something out of it,
hold short
learned
25
something.
left.
You can go back and review different phases of the flight
Alpha
to
Foxtrot, hold short runway 25 left, Qatar
kind of see how I do
3801.
stuff. I hope you enjoyed it.
2113,
I'm gonna go get on with my
runway
Sunday.
25 right, taxi via Charlie 7
Nice
Bravo.
to be back to LA. I will catch you guys on the next one.
Bravo 2113.
In Qatar 3801 Heavy, are you going to be able to accept 25 right from Foxtrot or do you need full length?
25 right at Foxtrot is just fine, Qatar 3801.
Thanks, you can monitor.